countries all over the world, and they don't want to help us, which is amazing. I mean, amazing.
A new and significant divide is opening up among Western allies over the escalating crisis in the Strait of Hormuz. Germany's foreign minister has made clear that he sees no role for NATO in dealing with the blockade of the world's most critical oil shipping route. Speaking in Brussels ahead of a meeting of the European Union's Foreign Affairs Council, he stated that NATO has neither made a decision on, nor even formally discussed, taking responsibility for securing the Strait of Hormuz. The German minister stressed that if such a move were ever to be considered, it would first have to be formally debated and approved within NATO's official decision-making process. No such debate has taken place.
Certain, I can say as much for Germany. We are ready to ensure safe passage through the Straits of Hormuz diplomatically. However, there will be no military participation. We stand by our commitments and we are fulfilling our alliance tasks, particularly on NATO's eastern flank and in the High North.
His comments come directly after U.S. President Donald Trump sharply increased pressure on European allies to step up. Trump warned that NATO faces, in his words, a very bad future if member states fail to assist Washington in keeping the strait open. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the most strategically critical waterways on Earth. Every single day, a significant portion of global oil and liquefied natural gas shipments pass through the narrow corridor between Iran and Oman. With the conflict between Iran, the United States, and Israel now spilling into the Gulf, the flow of shipping through the strait has been severely disrupted. While Germany has signaled reluctance, Denmark has taken a notably different position. Denmark's foreign minister said the country must consider, and I am quoting directly, with an open mind, how it could potentially contribute to ensuring safe navigation through the waterway. The differing responses highlight a growing uncertainty inside Europe over how far Western allies should go in supporting US-led efforts to secure the strait. The decision these governments make in the coming days could define the next phase of this crisis. President Trump addressed reporters on the situation, making clear his frustration with Allied hesitation while expressing confidence in the military campaign against Iran. Trump also addressed the reluctance of NATO allies directly, questioning why countries that benefit from open shipping lanes are not contributing to securing them. These are NATO countries. We are always there for NATO. We have helped them with Ukraine.
All of the NATO allies agreed with us, but they don't want to, despite the fact that we help them so much. We have thousands of soldiers in different countries all over the world, and they don't want to help us, which is amazing. I mean, amazing. And I didn't do a full call.
It would be interesting to see which country would not help us with what, by comparison, is a very small endeavor, just keeping the strait open.
They won't be there. I was very surprised with the United Kingdom, because the United Kingdom, 2 weeks ago, I said, why don't you send some ships over? And he really didn't want to do it. I said, you don't want to do it. We've been with you. You're our oldest ally. And we spend a lot of money on, NATO and all of these things to protect you. I mean, we're protecting them. We're working with them on Ukraine. Ukraine's thousands of miles away, separated by a vast ocean.
Trump also raised the question of China, noting that China receives the vast majority of its oil through the Strait of Hormuz, and suggesting Beijing should have a stake in keeping it open. China gets about 90% of its oil through the strait.
China's a great example. They get 91% of their oil from the Hormuz Straits, which we protected for years. It always bothered me that we have these countries. Japan gets 95% of its from the Straits, the Hormuz Straits. And it always bothered me that we're protecting and we don't need them.
Trump also referenced a conversation with the UK Prime Minister over 2 aircraft carriers, suggesting Britain had offered to send them, but only after the military campaign was largely complete.
We requested 2 aircraft carriers, which they had, and he didn't really want to do it. And then right after the war essentially ended, meaning they were obliterated, he said, I would like to send the aircraft carriers. I said, I don't need them after the war is ended and won. I need it before the war. So I was very upset not upset, I was not happy with the UK. I think they'll be involved, yeah, maybe.
On the state of Iran's military capability after 17 days of strikes, Trump was direct.
They have been literally obliterated. The Air Force is gone. The Navy is gone. Many ships have been sunk. They're warfighting ships, but I guess they didn't know how to use them. And anti-aircraft is decimated, their radar is gone, and their leaders are gone. Other than that, they're doing quite well.
Trump also referenced strikes on Karg Island, Iran's primary oil export terminal, while noting one area was deliberately held back as potential leverage. Trump declined to discuss whether ground troops were being considered, saying he does not discuss military strategy publicly. On oil prices, Trump expressed confidence that costs would fall sharply once the conflict ends, saying in his words, "Prices are going to come tumbling down as soon as it is over." And it is going to be over.